record.
Yeah, Lika already know why I was messing up. So, okay, so let me just go over this again.
Right.
Born in Oakland, moved to Utah, then came to Sacramento in high school.
Yes, I graduated, born in Oakland, not born in Oakland, but from Oakland. I was born in Denver, but from Oakland,
oh, wow.
raised in, I know, raised in Utah, moved back to Oakland, and then landed in Sacramento. This is where I graduated high school from.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So you.
How long did you live in Denver?
Denver, I was just born there, and then probably like, I don't know, a few months later, my mom hopped on a plane and brought us to Oakland, California.
That's another beautiful place. That
yeah.
Yeah.
It's expensive.
It's
expensive. Well, I went traveling with my daughter because she was going to college in Wyoming. So we took the train from all the way where we're at near DC all the way to Denver.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was rough. That was rough.
Yeah.
But the scenery is just, you know,
phenomenal.
You just can't compare. It is absolutely gorgeous.
And I still haven't gotten used to like the cold or the snow or anything like that.
I'm in New York,
girl, through and through.
Look, I can't take it. Look, I can't take the heat right now because it's 95, but I'd rather this than snow.
Yeah.
Any day.
Yes.
So, okay. Now in Sacramento, is that where you found a passion for doing hair?
100%.
How did that develop?
Definitely started doing hair as a young child, of course, in Utah. But I always say Rainbow Bright gave me my start. I don't know if y'all remember that dog.
Yeah.
But I had a Rainbow Bright and gave her a haircut, my first haircut ever. It was like a little V cut. And I was so proud of myself. And then after that, I had a My Child, and the My Child, you can curl the hair. But definitely Sacramento is when I gained a passion. I was doing all my cousins and my sister and my stepmom and my hair and my best friends. And so I was doing hair as a young child. Always thought I was going to be in the medical field though, but definitely always had a passion for hair.
Nice. So now when you went to high school, did they have any programs that you could enroll in for doing cosmetology and stuff like that?
That's interesting, Kim, that you said that, because my senior year, the ROP program, I don't know if they have that out there, but the year that I decided to go for cosmetology was the year that they withdrew the cosmetology program from ROP. So I wound up doing, EKG at a hospital in Sacramento, at Methodist Hospital in Sacramento. So I did that most of my senior year, and that was great, actually.
Oh, okay.
It sounds like a good experience.
Yeah. Now, what are the requirements for cosmetology? Like, do you have to do 2 years in school?
1,600 hours is the requirement.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
I think New York is 1,000, if I'm not mistaken. So, you know, we just tan people hair up here.
No, you're not.
Look, that's why you don't have any hair now. Like,
girl,
forget it. You only have 1,000 hours in.
Yeah.
Well, we need to come to New York then. We're gonna hook you up.
So, okay, so you go to school, do your 16 hours, you graduate, you work somewhere for a little while, or you go straight into your own salon?
Oh no, I definitely worked in a salon. It had a commission program, which was really great because I didn't have a clientele or anything like that. Super grateful for it was called Simple Pleasures was the salon. Great atmosphere, team building atmosphere, like nobody was like tossed into the wolves or anything like that. They had your back. Like if you didn't know something, definitely was there for you. Lots of training, all of that good stuff. The good thing for me was when I came in, the owner of the salon was pregnant, and I was her assistant. And then when she went on maternity leave, I was able to kind of pick up some of her clients, their children. And that's how I began to build my clientele. And it was really
Nice.
great. I was happy
Yeah.
about it.
That's a
Mhm.
great way to extend your reach right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Going into commission-based salons, some people, they just kind of like to jump into booth renting or having their own solo suite or something like that. And it's just kind of like a lonely little moment that you can be in.
Mhm.
So definitely went into a team building atmosphere, and it shaped me, right, for me owning salons now, on how to approach different stylists when they come in. Even though I am, booth rental, we still have a team building atmosphere, which I think is great for everybody.
Right. I'm surprised because you're the first person I've ever heard of a commission, I guess, booth. I've never heard of that before, and I don't understand why more people don't do that, because I think that would be a great way to give a lot of people their first start. I know here everybody's just jumping into renting a booth, and sometimes it's a struggle if you don't have that clientele and you haven't built yourself up and you're not as well known. And then forget about it when you compete with some of the top hairstylists that's working on TV shows and stuff like that. And I'm sure you know out there where you are, I'm sure you know what that competition is like.
Yeah.
I mean, have you had to struggle at all, dealing with the competition and no, because look, you got
He
those
said-
16 hours in. You're like, I ain't got no problems over here.
And there is no arrogance in that statement either.
No.
Honestly, I have been so tremendously blessed. And in addition to that, I've really learned to just focus on my own lane. My
That's
only
right.
competition really is myself, right?
Period.
I can only, I just don't worry about what everybody else is doing. And when I
Right.
do look to everybody else, it is only for inspiration, right?
That's
Or
right.
to cheer them on and say, you go, girl, you doing that,
And I'm doing
So
mine.
I've never had to worry about competition. I never had to worry about clients. I just really never
That's a
had to
blessing.
do that. And I just think I just started off with a strong foundation.
There it
And
is.
that is just always, I've never been a hater.
There you
So
go.
I don't surround myself with haters. I stay far away. I'm allergic to haters. So
That's right. With the
Yeah.
repeller.
yes, very much so. So I just really just like to just kind of focus on just making people beautiful. I adore it, actually. This is the most gratifying career choice that I could have ever made, because as soon as they sit in your chair, they start off one way. But when they are walking outside that door or leaving your chair, they're leaving a whole totally different way. I don't have to wait for this progressional change to happen. It's kind of like an instant gratification. That's
It is.
what I would say.
Y'all magicians.
Sure.
Yeah. And
Child.
sometimes I don't have enough tricks in my bag, right? And I'm like, okay, girl, keep coming back.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Or when they pull the picture out and you like, now wait a minute.
Mm-hmm. We gotta be real.
You need a little bit more lip. I want hard curls right here on the side, baby. You
Right.
need more
And you
lip.
don't have her forehead, her
No,
hairline.
Thank you.
right.
Texture.
Cheekbones,
Thank
nothing.
you.
And I always say, in situations like that, we can get you to the closest version of that.
That's
That is
right.
best fit for
right.
your face, your hair type, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Giving them a realistic expectation.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
right.
So now you own 2 salons, correct?
I do, yes.
Okay. Both of them in Sacramento, or?
Yes, I have It's My Hair Natomas, and then It's My Hair Midtown. So 2 different locations. One is like in the heart of Sacramento, which is a really great location. We opened that literally 1 month before the pandemic hit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And
How did that
It's
go?
My Hair Natomas, we've been there 9 years. That went, that was a little bit, I was a little bit nervous. We were definitely
Yeah, I would have been
nervous.
too.
We were definitely in this realm of the unknown, like what's going to happen. Surely we didn't think that we were going to be shut down for almost a year, right? We'd be shut down, open back up, shut down, open back up. But, through the grace of God, and we had good landlords who, we had good relationships and rapport with, so they were understanding and compromising and willing to work with us. And if you don't ask, you don't get it. So we definitely opened up our mouth and asked for, it could have sounded silly to the average person, but we was like, we need you to drop this rent, and this is what it needs to be.
That's right.
We need you to stop our
Yeah.
lease, and we won't pay you until, and they said yes. And so very grateful for that. Alongside of, we've gotten grants from the state of California. We were blessed to get PPPs and the SBAs, and so
Yeah.
we're on a good stride.
Right. You know what? I'm very surprised because a lot of people don't
legit.
think to negotiate the terms of their lease. And I'm so, you're the first person I've ever heard say that you could actually, open up your mouth and say, hey, look, this is where we are. This is our relationship. I've been a loyal tenant of yours. Can we do this? Where can we meet in the middle? And a lot of people don't think about that. And a lot of people fell hard and didn't have those negotiation skills. Obviously you got that with the 16 hours and telling people, look, I can't make you look like Whitney, but I can make you look like, look, I can make you look like so-and-so. But,
I'm not going to make you look like Bobby, but
you might not be Whitney, but we can get the Bobby.
You could be Whitney cousin. Listen, you in the ballpark.
So, clearly you have, excuse me, a lot of skills in working with people, business, and different things like that. How did you get into hair care as far as products?
Okay, that you probably won't believe me, but that I go to church, and this pastor, I didn't even know him, via Facebook, reaches out to me, and he prophesies to me, and he says that I'm going to have a product line. And I was blown away because I had no interest in the product line, didn't even know how to go about doing a product line, what amount of money it was going to take or anything like that. And I'm like, are you sure? And he was like, yeah, and your name is actually going to be on the product line. And then I just kind of just said amen and just kind of kept it moving. However, probably like a year and some change, I was working for a company called Basic Hair Care. And they actually have a laboratory called Draga Laboratories. And I'm really good friends with the owner of the company. And one day I used to be the regional educator of their company, and I stepped down. And one day I was kind of sad because usually I'm so in touch with the hair industry via education, being an educator. And I stepped down from that. And I was kind of sad because I was like, how am I going to have my foot in the door? Like, how am I going to be a part rather than a spectator of the industry? And out the blue, I get a phone call, and it's from the owner of the company that I used to work for. And we're talking about life, and I have a TV show on Good Day Sacramento. And so we started talking about that. And in the midst of the conversation, she was like, speaking of which, when are you going to create your own product line? And I was like,
there you
I
go.
didn't even know how to do that, let alone the money, right? And she was like, well, it doesn't matter. If you could create a product line, what would it be? Right. And so I was like, well, she said, you don't have to tell me anything right now. Write it down. And when you write down your game plan, get back to me. I sat down that night, wrote it down, came up with a whole line of products, right? And then emailed it to her. She emailed me back the very next day and said, you knocked it out the park. Let's get it going.
I know that's right.
And that's how it began to happen. And then the finances came, right?
That's it.
Right. And then I just kind of learned. She took me along. Her name is Miss Angie. She took me along the process and told me, formulation and, different ingredients and, labeling and all of that good stuff, and bottling and packaging and stuff like that. I wanted to make sure that my products were racially ambiguous, which might sound weird. But okay, I wanted to make sure because this product is for all textures and hair types. And I'm actually really proud of it. I've never done such a thing before, but I manifested that bad boy.
I know that's right.
And I'm super proud of myself. And I did a lot of research. I had some good people who was cheering me on. And that's how I got into the hair care business. And I recently developed another product, the foam wrap. Yeah, lotion. And the other product that I originated with was the Restore Hair Restoration and Growth System.